Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Are you ready to survive No More Room in Hell 2 together? If you enjoy the adventure, don't forget to like and subscribe. Maybe consider dropping a comment to share any of your thoughts. Thanks as always, and let's get into it.
Hey guys, we are continuing on with our tips and tricks series for No More Room in Hell 2. This installment will deal mostly with the latest update as of this recording, 0.2.4. Comments are always greatly appreciated, but if you have tips you would like to share or you have questions you'd like answered, please share in the comments. Maybe if you'd like to have a more in-depth conversation, I do stream No More Room in Hell 2 on Twitch, Thursdays and Fridays, starting around 5 p.m. Eastern Time. I'd love to have you, and we can talk about anything, including tips and tricks. Starting off with the ammo type changes, there's basically a little more information you might want to be aware of and looking for. For instance, there are two pistol types in the game. In the past, they both used pistol ammo. Now, the M9A3 will use 9x19 millimeter, and I believe it's a 1911, will use 45 ACP. You can see this when if your HUD is on and to set to default. When you're looking at the ammo type, it quite clearly describes itself as being 9x19 millimeter or 45 ACP or shotgun shells or whatever. However, when you look at the weapon itself, below the name of the weapon, right below the name of the weapon, it will say that it uses 5.56 versus 6.8 Creedmoor or whatever. With so many ammo types in the game, it becomes much harder to just pick up every ammo type and then figure out what you're going to have later on. Also, the weapon rooms have been changed so that they're a little more random in what you find. So you can't just rely on finding a certain one or two weapons when you get to the weapon room. I suppose before you have a weapon, it's all still just a guessing game as to what you're going to get. But once you have a weapon you're happy with, make sure you're picking up the right ammo types. Another big change that they made revolve around the default HUD changes, where they tried to create a more immersive atmosphere for the people in the default settings. First of all, if you want your markers back, find the in-world objective markers and the in-world point of interest markers and change them to whatever you'd want to see. Whether that's show during compass, never show, or always show, you can tailor your experience. I find that changing these settings in-game doesn't always stick or react correctly. I think you might have to do it in the home menu when you're outside of the game waiting for a lobby, for instance. I'm not 100% sure on that. If you're not just enabling these back to always on, you can use your compass by pressing C, and you should see a list of objectives that are completed and then the ones that need to still be done. This will help you kind of know which ones and what you should be looking for instead of just running around in circles, especially if there's other players there. If there's other players there, you can also try to listen out for the callouts. Often you'll hear another character say, working on these fuses.
Switching out the fuses. Replacing the fuse. Fixing the wires.
If you hear that, and there's only one fuse mission, you don't have to go do that one. You can move to something else. In the center control area, the compass isn't super helpful at the last mission, but there is a control panel kind of right opposite of the code book that shows you all four balancers. If one is red, that means that balancer needs to be balanced. If it's green, that one is already balanced. I'm not aware of any information on the screen that tells you how soon they are about to be unbalanced other than just on and off, but towards the top of this control panel is 4 LED boards that correspond with the 4 times that you have to enter codes. If you see 2 filled LED boards and a third one filling up with green lights, that means you've entered 2 codes, completed a part of it, and you're working on the third code currently. The more balancers that are balanced, the faster the green lights fill in on that code. Once the entire LED board becomes filled, it's time to move on to enter the next code. So if you're one LED away, then you know you're about to need to enter a new code. Once all 4 are completely filled, then it's time to call in the helicopter. The next major change is the firemen zombies themselves. They come with a couple extra tricks to dealing with. They have a helmet on their head, which makes headshots a little less effective. It seems to me that one firearm shot, one bullet to the helmet takes it off right away. But I've heard that it might take a couple melee shots to remove it before you're getting effective headshots with your melee weapon. The other big thing is the tank on its back. You can shoot that or melee attack the tank. I believe one attack each, one bullet or one melee swing each would kind of start this explosion sequence, I suppose. A few seconds after you hear the gushing and see the gushing gas coming out of it, it will explode. This will kill the fireman zombie itself. It does not seem to have any negative effect on players. As far as I can tell, no damage, no knockback. But it will knock back without damaging other zombies in the area too. And that is it for this installment of No More Room in Hell 2 tricks and tips. Again, please jump in the comments, share any tips that you may have, ask any questions. I'd love to answer them. Come find me on Twitch if you want to chat more in depth.
As always, thank you so much for watching. Interested in seeing more? Here's another video on your screen. If you liked anything you saw, please consider hitting the like button, subscribing, or sharing your thoughts in the comments. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.